Hi guys, BFB Predictor here. I want to talk to you about a new strategy that I'm calling Betpawa High Frequency BTTS strategy. I'll tell you about why I'm calling it the high frequency BTS strategy. But first, let me show you something. So in Telegram, I have this channel Betpawa BTTS Prediction 0, but there is also another one. So I'm just going to show you an example with this one. So here we have the predictions being given every 5 minutes. All right. So in the previous two videos, I showed you a strategy to bet using these predictions. So excuse me. So the strategy was to only bet when the value of peak is W. You see, like here the value of peak is W, here the value of peak is W, here the value of peak is L. So when the value of peak is L, you skip it. When the value of peak is W, bet on it. Yeah, that was the first strategy. Then I went ahead and added and improved the strategy by adding this confidence field over here. And I told you that we should now bet when the value of peak is W and the confidence is over 70. Okay. Now I got some people tell me that that to get to like they give me feedback and told me that they're not liking so much about waiting. You know, they don't like the waiting for the bets to meet the criteria. Like waiting for the bets that have the peak as W, sometimes it takes a little bit while. It takes some time to show up. For example, let's say, imagine this. Let's say you log in and you come to this channel and you're waiting, and this is the message that has been sent. As you can see, the value of peak is L. So you don't have so you should skip that bet and not bet it. Yeah? So you have to wait until you get a prediction where the value of peak is W. Now some people told me that they don't like the waiting, right? They don't like the waiting. So I went ahead and came up with a strategy that allows you to bet on every single prediction that is being given. You don't have to wait for any other criteria. Right? That's why I'm calling it the high frequency BTTS strategy, because with it you are betting on every single prediction. So you're placing a bet every 5 minutes. Yeah, no more waiting for peak to be W. So let me show you about this strategy. Okay, so to bet on this high frequency BTTS strategy, you got to do this. Yeah, so when a message comes in, okay, let me first explain these messages. Right now I added a previous score. The previous score is like the outcome of the previous match. For example, with this prediction over here, it was telling me to bet BTTS, yes. Okay, now the teams was ARS versus NEW. Yeah? The outcome was 1-0. Okay, so the prediction was telling me to bet BTTS, yes, but the outcome was 1-0, which means it failed. That's why here in the history, at the end you get an L, meaning a loss. That was a loss because the score was 1-0, but the prediction was saying that both the teams were going to score, but they didn't. Alright, so in the next match, That's saying BTTS yes again here. The score was also 1-0, which gave us a loss. Okay, in the next match, using these predictions, that's saying BTTS no, the score was 1-1, meaning the prediction failed. That's why we have a loss here. And like for a win, with this prediction here, it's saying BTTS no, the score was 1-0, meaning that BTTS no won. That's why we have a W here. Alright, I hope that's clear. So what's this high frequency BTTS strategy? Basically, you don't just bet you don't just bet following you don't just bet following what BTTS is telling you here. You need to use a strategy. Let me explain the strategy. So the strategy goes like this. When a prediction is given, you look at the outcome of the previous match by looking at the value of the history. You look at the one at the end here. So as you can see here, the value was L. When the value is L, you bet the opposite of what the prediction is telling you. Alright, when the history, if the previous match came out with a loss, you bet the current match with the opposite of its prediction. Alright, for example, here we can see that the history, the previous match lost, and this current match is telling us that we should bet BTTS yes. But since the previous match was a loss, we are going to bet BTTS no. Alright, so if we place a bet of no here, you'll see that it won, because here we can see the previous score was 1-0. Alright, so this L in history here, it's being given based on the value of BTTS, the exact value of BTTS. It was BTTS yes, but the score was 1-0, so it lost. But when we are betting, we follow the strategy I've told you. You look at the history, look at the current outcome of the previous match. Then if the previous match was a loss, the current match you bet the reverse, the opposite of the BTTS value. If the previous match was a win, you bet you bet according to you bet following the value of the BTTS. I hope that's clear. Let me show you a few examples. So with this prediction, it's telling us BTTS yes, both teams to score yes. Alright, but if we check out the history of the previous match, it lost. So on this current match, we're going to bet the reverse or the opposite of our prediction. So here we bet BTTS no, and we see that it won. You can also check the history to see if it won or it lost. So here BTTS no won. So on this current prediction here, it's telling us BTTS no. Alright, but if we check the history here, the previous match lost. Alright, it lost like in the like according to the prediction it lost, but according to how we bet, we won. Okay, so we just look at the according to the prediction. Okay, so here according to the prediction it lost, so we're going to bet on the opposite of the current prediction. So it's telling us BTTS no, but since the previous match lost according to the prediction, we're going to bet on BTTS yes. Alright, let's see. And if we check the previous score, it was 1-1, so meaning our bet has won. Alright, Here we get BTTS as no, and the previous match was a loss according to our predictions. So we are going to bet BTTS as yes, and if you check here the previous score, our bet lost. Okay, our bet lost. It's fine, it's fine. So we come to this current prediction. Here on the current prediction, it's telling us BTS no, and our previous match according to our predictions, it won. So since it won, we are going to bet following the prediction. This time, since the previous match won, we're going to bet the opposite. We're going to bet according to the prediction. Okay, so here we place BTTS as no. So we place BTTS as no, but it lost because it actually scored. Both teams actually scored. All right, so that's a loss. All right, so those are like 2 losses. So we come to the next match. We see BT is telling us BTTS yes, but here the history, we can see the previous match lost according to the prediction. So we are going to bet the opposite of the BTTS value. So on this match, we are going to bet BTTS as no. All right, so here BTTS no, you can see it lost because both teams actually scored. So we move on to the next match. I know like we have like 3 losses there, but like when you're betting, you need to stake well in a manner that you like embrace the losses, like you can handle 2 or 3 up to 4 losses there. Okay, so the goal here is to make a profit, and when you want to make a profit betting, you need to embrace risk. All right, in betting you just need to embrace the risk, and by using this strategy I'm telling you here, we reduce the risk and improve our chances of making profit. All right, so here it's serious business. Okay, serious business. So here on this match, we can see that it's telling us BTTS no, and the previous match won according to the prediction. So we're going to bet in accordance to the BTTS. So here we place our bet of BTTS no, and that match won. All right, so you can like when you access this channel, you can go to, like, you can scroll down, you can scroll up. Like this thing has been running for you can just scroll and back test. In forex trading we call it back test. You can like back test the strategy and see the performance of the strategy, and it's very good. So the idea, not really the idea, but what to expect by using this strategy is you'll find places where you have lots of wins and a few losses, and sometimes you have like two losses, 3 losses, and like 4 losses maximum. Yeah, so when you're betting, you need to segment your stake. You don't just bet your whole capital on one bet, because this is betting. You don't bet your whole capital on one bet. When you're betting, you need to have a strategy, yeah, some good predictions, and here you get the strategy and good predictions, and you need to implement a good money management or a good staking plan. All right, for example, like you take your capital and then you decide to risk a certain percentage of your capital on a bet. All right, and the idea is like when you place a certain stake on your bet, when that bet loses, you increase the stake so that when you win the next bet, it recovers your previous loss and makes a profit. All right. So basically, guys, like I'd really like you to try this out, and if you've been struggling to make profit betting, this is like the best, strategy you can get out there. Right, so guys, this thing sends predictions every 5 minutes. All right, and as I've told you, I call it the Betpawa high frequency BTTS strategy. High frequency, why? Because you bet on every 5 minutes, on every match day, basically. All right, on every match day, basically. And as you can see, the odds are very good. The odds are very, very good odds. And actually, when you way to get access to, and this is the pricing, it might change, I'm not sure, it might change, of course. So to get updated on any changes, you should join the main Telegram channel, where I post daily and I send updates there. All right, and I told you there are 2 channels that when you pay, you get access to both of them. All right, so guys, there you have it, the BTTS strategy.